Not yet.
So we're recording right now. Hey, welcome to the post-production. It's not post-production, but we just did a show with Jonathan, with Matt Report.
We did,
and
from the Matt Report.
Yesterday I did, and we're having a little discussion here. So with the mastermind of Reno, of what we're mastermind. Jonathan is the WordPress expert. I'm not amazing, but I'm the podcast. I guess now Google Plus, sort of pulling it all together.
You're the podcast drill master.
Yeah, drill master. Glen, what would you say? You're the list builder?
For what we're doing here, I'd say,
production.
internet marketing through building an email list.
So Bill, what did you? Is there anything that you were surprising or something that kind of stood out from the interviews that we had with Matt?
Well, Matt was good. We just did 2 interviews. I did one for Timelines of Success, and then Jonathan did 99% of WP-Tonic. And Matt is an interesting guy, and I like that he came from the car industry, his multi-generation dealership in South Boston. They sold at a good time. The father was older. And that often happens with family businesses. And they looked at all the skills they took, and they said they went into this evolving industry, which was WordPress, about at the right time, about 2000. I mean, his timing is pretty good in some of the things he's doing. So I could relate to him because we have the real estate business and the marketing and the sales, the importance in touching people. So, and the car dealerships, selling to car dealerships, they are thinking a traditional marketing mantra. Well, car dealerships and cars have gone online big time.
Yeah, I think I think the key things he had is obviously I don't know the ins and outs of it, but they sold a substantial family business just before the crash, which in a strange way I had done as well, but I had sold my business in 2006. So I would imagine they had the finance, which is helpful, and then Matt and his father have the sales experience, and Matt also had worked for an internet service provider.
Right.
In middle management, so he had learned about technology and how to manage teams. And also, in the interview, he said that when they started their agency, they utilised all their connections in the local business community.
Right.
And it's on the outskirts of Boston, is it not?
South Boston, yeah. And Boston's not a huge town. It's a great town, but not a huge.
Well, it's a sizable city, isn't it?
It's not that big. It's under.
So you've got a greater area.
The greater area, but like New York is 15 million, and Boston itself is like, I don't know the exact population, but it's only got 2,000 police officers, so it's not a big city.
Yeah, but
so I work
compared
at the PD,
to Reno,
and you've got 43,000 in New York City.
Oh, right.
So that's one's 15 million. I don't want to say it, but I think Boston proper is like 200,000 or 300,000 people max.
Yeah. Google that.
It's huge. We'll do that, but I know that the greater Boston area is much bigger when you go North Shore, South Shore.
It's a large metropolitan
128,
area.
But the city itself's not.
He had to, but what is surprising, which we never asked him, is that they never went into car dealership websites, did they?
I didn't
once, did he?
I didn't go into the technology that you went. I mean, your show is different than mine. Yours is more the technology, the more detailed information. Mine was very broad based.
No, as customers, they never utilised their connection in the car dealership industry to aim their initial customers in the car industry. They seemed it was more the business community in the Boston area.
According to this, it's 7.6 million.
Yeah.
No, Boston. That's greater Boston. The city is not. The city's only 2,000. I did.
Greater Boston has an even larger population of 7.6 million.
I know Boston's not that big.
Right.
Keep on going.
So I think that was interesting. That was the start, and what was also interesting on the local clientele, they utilise a yearly tourist giveaway magazine, which they help sponsor or produce.
There's the population right there.
And they get
650,000.
636,000. They're short.
That's Boston itself, and then you've got Greater Boston.
Yeah. The Greater Boston. Really
that's compared to Reno. That's in a different
so it's
world.
3 times Reno's size.
But New York is 15 million people. Actually, the city itself, is huge in New York. All the boroughs, it comes into one jurisdiction.
So I would ask, your decision to focus your business, to do a lot of your marketing on the internet. So did you come to the conclusion your particular niche, the clientele, that really it wasn't really possible for you to get enough clients or the right type of clientele from Reno, Northern Nevada? You had to do outreach outside the area.
Well, I've got digital products, both my own and affiliate products, and sell them all over the world. So no, I don't want a local-based business.
Right.
I want my business all over the world. I want to reach everywhere and anywhere. Plus, I want to be able to do it from where I want, when I want, however I want. So all I need is an internet connection, and I can be anywhere. It doesn't matter. I can be in Reno, Nevada. I can be in New York City. I can be in Europe. I can be in South Africa. I can be in Australia. It doesn't matter, because it's all based on send an email and you're done.
So your choice of the internet is more linked to the type of lifestyle that you want to.
Yeah, and also the type of products that, whatever product you're doing, you've got to make sure, number one, that there's an audience for that product, and number two, that in that niche, they actually buy products. So there's specific resources you can go to research that, to see, do people buy? So that plays into it as well. It's like, is there an online community, number one, and does that community spend money, number two? That's very important. So there are a lot of things out there. There may be a huge following, or there may be a huge community, but they don't buy anything. An example I would think is many people will follow politics online, but they don't really buy any politics-related products really. So there's a community, but they don't buy. That would be the wrong thing to go into to sell something.
You could have some advertisement next to it, like the Drudge Report.
You could, but it's more limited. Now, if you go to something like weight loss, there's a huge community of weight loss, and they buy weight loss products.
Yeah, it's not targeted. The politics is not targeted in this.
Correct.
Yeah, I also found it interesting that he said that the actual YouTube, they do a number of reviews on YouTube of different WordPress plugins and WordPress themes, and that they have a lot of 15-20 minute him and a co-host.
We want to keep our podcast productions down between 20 and 25 minutes.
But
that's the hardest thing to do.
He said that they didn't get a lot of actual work from that. They did it more to generate
the list of people.
Well,
relationships.
To give the agency more credibility.
Well, social credibility, but also develop the relationships with these people.
Yeah, you've got to put content out there, content that people can actually use, and they go, okay, this person knows what they're talking about. I've watched their videos, they know about WordPress, they know what's the best thing. I get a level of trust and comfort that I can follow what they tell me.
That's a good segue for me to do what I'm doing right now. I'm doing the World Show. The World Show where I'm learning the mechanics, because I have a marketing agency, and it markets to the world. But I also have one client here locally, Reno, which is my wife's real estate company, First Realty. So what I'm doing is interviewing people locally in Reno, a few, not many, and then those relationships and that knowledge comes back into our sites and feeds.
I think in a way, yes, I think that's what Matt is doing through those video reviews. Is he's reinforcing his agencies, like what you said, the kind of that they know what they're talking about. They are specialising in WordPress.
Exactly. But you asked me, like, why couldn't I get a clientele in Reno itself? That doesn't mean local businesses can't use internet marketing to boost their business.
Right.
Imagine you got a hair salon, and you look at your booking list and you see that tomorrow and the next day you've got 10 open spots in chairs.
You get a discount, send out an email.
So now you've got an email list of all your people that when they've come in, when they've checked out, you've taken the email, the date they came in, what they did. Now you can just put out an email where the whole thing automatically does, hey Jonathan, thank you for coming in on whatever date you were last in for your whatever, hair extensions or whatever the case may be. So it tells you the date you last came in and what you did. I'm sending you this email because you're one of our preferred clients, and because you're a preferred client for the next 24 hours, I got a 20% discount if you book today.
One of these slots, yeah. And
so you can blast it out to every single one of your clients. What does that cost you? Nothing. It costs you nothing to collect. It costs you nothing to collect those emails because you got it from every client. It costs you nothing to send that email except what it costs you for your email platform, what, 20, 30 bucks a month, whatever. And now you can fill up some of those seats over the next 2 or 3 days. And then if you look at your bookings and you're full for the next days, hey, you're good.
You know, what's amazing too is with smartphones, people are getting that information immediately.
Yeah.
It can come a couple different ways. That's a really good point. Same thing with restaurants. Now, restaurants locally downtown are playing sort of watching who's doing what. You have your menu up, you have specials up, and I'm able to geo-find you when I'm downtown. Now, Reno is a tourist town. The weekends, it gets huge and it gets small. In fact, we have twice as many police officers as normal because of the tourists that come in. So when those tourists come in, they don't know anything except what they see in Yelp or reviews or what they can find on geotagging from that local restaurant. What they're close to.
Well,
what
I think when you said that, I think if you did a tour of most of the restaurant websites, just wrote down a list of the restaurants, and you'd be aghast at they don't have the phone number on the home page. They don't have the menus updated. They have the same. A lot of them have the same menus. That they've changed the menus. And they've got outdated menus, 6-month-old.
The small business.
You'd be amazed.
Yeah. No, I know. I've seen.
But you can take it a step further. Take the restaurant or the hairdressing salon, the nail salon, whatever it is. They can actually do affiliate marketing. Let's just say that at the corner there's a car wash. Yeah. So there's a car wash on the corner, and you got a database of your clients, and you send out to your clients, hey, the next time you come in for your hair or your meal or whatever it is, go drop your car off at the car wash, give them this discount code, and you're going to get a 15% discount at the car wash. And then the car wash is going to pay you a referral fee for sending people to them. It's good for your clients because while having a meal, they can get their car washed. They get a discount. Right. The car wash gets extra business they wouldn't have got otherwise, and then you get an affiliate referral fee.
Now, here's the problem with that, though, is the average person the entrepreneur running that little salon, like my cousin did, that's really did real well. But running the restaurant, they're working 15, 18 hours a day. They don't have time to go figure this out. They have to have somebody like a coach or somebody come in and do it for them.
Exactly.
Make it work, and then have somebody else maintain it. Just come in, do their menu, do those affiliate relationships, and the person maintaining doing the menu better get 50% of that affiliate cost and a little bonus from when they fill those seats. By the way, those are seats that they were never filled before.
Exactly.
So there's a niche in there for someone who wants to start that kind of business. It takes some knowledge and understanding of the internet, not a tremendous amount. But in sales, it takes sales. You're going to have to go out and approach that entrepreneur and show them what you can do.
I find my experience of local businesses, unless they can get an instantaneous boost almost straight away, and most things take time.
Well, it takes time to build up that list. So for a restaurant, it's going to take them a number of months to get enough people through to build up a list of people that have eaten there. But then it starts paying off. Now you send out, hey, Tuesday lunch special, and you detail what it is. Come and give this code.
They will initially agree that they're going to build their list up.
Someone has to come in and take their list, little thing of list, and put it in themselves. They're not going to do it. The restaurants so you have to go in there. You have to build a list for them.
There's so much hand-holding required that you can't make money.
Real estate agents are almost the same way. I had the brokerage. I did that for our agents. If I didn't build their list, I used to build, an act, their farm.
Why do you think that is, Bill?
Because they're so busy just trying to learn how to do real estate or working with our clients, they don't have time to sit down for hours every night.
Well, they're not understanding the basic concept that to take your business to the next level, you need to work on your business, not for your business or in your business.
Daily blogging is good too.
Doing things like this is like creating a long-term client list is working on your business. Running around 15 hours a day serving your customers is working in your business. And as long as you're stuck in working in your business, you're never going to do those things.
90% of entrepreneurs are there at that working in their business, surviving, putting bread on the table. And if they can't, it's just difficult. So I think we've had a really good discussion. What we're going to do next is Jonathan finished up. He did a show. We did good shows yesterday. We could have done amazing shows at the Reno or the Reno.
I think you're absolutely right.
We got an amazing last night.
But I think you need a mic like the Yeti.
Well, I used it last night.
Yeah, I know. But I was saying in general.
And it has to use.
And I think you're right about the format.
We should use my computer.
Well, no, I think what your observation is, and then you know, unfortunately you couldn't post it on the Meetup website. That's one of the reasons why it needs. But if you had your own Meetup website, you could then, and then people that missed it could go and see it, and that would encourage more people to come to the live.
Here's what we're doing with the mastermind. I'm going to leave the Meetup mastermind, but I'm going to direct the people to go to our website, our Meetup website in Reno. I'm going to tell them log in and get on the list because I can't get the email addresses from the Meetup group. I can see who's on that. I can tell them to go somewhere. But you need to have a separate website other than the Meetup group and then have people join it. Then you can keep them current and up to date.
I think,
and you can rebroadcast the show.
I'd like to ask you before I go, is that you've been coming religiously to the meetups, and I think you have gained a lot from it. How long have you been going to the meetups?
Before I moved my family over here, when I got out of December 12th, 2007, I looked at it. My first thing I went to was here, and I was late because I couldn't find it. It was locked out too, same place. So it was like last year sometime. About this time, it was actually before this time last year. Then he shut down for about 3 or 4 months.
And I've been doing it for about 6 months.
Yeah, and then you restarted. And I really learned WordPress since you've restarted because I didn't learn it myself.
So you've been to most of the presentations I've done. I think I've done about 6 to 7 months.
I haven't missed any of them.
What's been your impression of the presentations? And be totally frank.
I think the best thing you did is when you went to the format of the beginner element, so people could come in there and get the beginner element down. Then you went to more advanced and then extreme advanced in the back room. I would spend until I started doing production for you guys or helping you out, I would go into the real advanced and ask specific questions. In fact, I had a question asked last night. People weren't using the advanced. I fixed one of my websites last night. So it's a great place to come in. You're getting valuable information at that WordPress site from the individual. Then they break down one-on-one your website.
We didn't exactly stick to it last night, but we're doing the 2 presentations at the beginning, and we're splitting into separate groups. And one of those groups would be for beginners.
Right.
But we're stuck. What has been a bit disappointing, the actual amount of people that are members on Meetup.com has gone up.
Yeah.
Gone up considerably. But we are stuck at 20.
No, we've had 50, 60 people in there a couple times. I invited my group in, and I counted. We had 50, 60 people. But that's why
that's the summer in July and August.
But here's what you do. I'm doing a basic course right now. I've learned more from just doing Podcasting 101, the basic WordPress course. Everyone should do the basic WordPress course. They're 4 minutes. You get through this course in one evening. You'll have a good understanding. Then you can come to the WordPress course. The first 25 minutes is one of our basic courses where we go into detail of some of the elements from the basic course. The second 25 minutes is the advanced. And then you need to have a breakout where people can show their WordPress sites to the individuals teaching at the different levels and ask 1 or 2 questions. Because I answered a question very fast last night. I got one of my high-end.
I think we are doing 2 presentations and then split up into 2 separate groups.
Or and everyone show and tell their WordPress and what problem you need to fix. I think that's good.
But actually, we only have one. Really, we only have one main presentation because Mike doesn't really. He comes
I like Mike's stuff.
And then he discusses. He's greatly experienced because he runs a firm that builds and markets. And
he knows Genesis and Dynamic inside and out. Mike, I think, does a good job, but we need to organize it better. Mike totally blew it last night by not hooking up to the computer to get the presentation. He had a good presentation, and we could have captured all of it. I tried to get on my computer and upload some of the things he was doing. People could have followed him along in detail last night, and then we need to limit it to 25 minutes. 25 minutes, break, 25 minutes, and then individual breakouts, and record the 2 25 minutes. You'll get more people coming back. You'll get more SEO and interest. He's doing the right thing. He's setting up a separate WordPress site. But if you don't spend time prepping and doing the little stuff, and after a meeting, you always have to do a review. You said, what did we do well? What do we need to improve on? You need to talk about those 2 issues. So, hey, we need
Right, that's great.
Glen needs to get going. Thanks, guys.
See you later.
We're going to post this up later.
All right, I'm off.